Hi, my name is Rebecca Clark. The date today is 8/12/2020. Today I did the cow eye dissection. Because this lab had quite a few runny liquids associated with it, I'm not going to hold the plate up to show you because it will likely drip down and cause a little bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan the webcam down so that you can see my working plate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up each piece individually and show you how that fits together with the rest of the eye. So I'm going to show you, here's my working space. One important thing to note, I'm going to talk about what's called vitreous humor later, and that is this right here. You'll notice it's a gel-like liquid. So now I'm going to pick up each of the pieces individually and walk you through how they fit together with the eye. So when I originally unpacked the eye, it was covered in this thick, fatty tissue that needed to be removed from the back of the eye so that we could gain access to the optic nerve. Now this is the posterior or back side of the eye. This is the optic nerve here. That optic nerve connects inside of the eye to the optic disc. Now you'll note this yellowy, membraney appearing, sort of flowery looking thing. That is the retina. Now where that attaches, you see that point of attachment there, is where the optic disc is. This shiny blue and black part is the coracoid. Outside of that is that white, thick layer called the sclera. Now again, this is the posterior part of the eye, or the back part of the eye, and inside of this big void sits that vitreous humor that I showed you. It's that thick, clear, it's kind of a gelatinous material that sits inside of here. So now we'll move to the anterior portion of the eye. I'm going to show you the cornea. This sits right on the outside covering of the eye. You'll notice that it's somewhat cloudy. Normally, when this animal would have been alive, it would have been clear so that they can see through it and so that light can penetrate through. There are certain diseases that can cause cloudiness of this and underlying issues that can result in this, but normally, just like in humans, this would be clear. So behind this, when I cut away the cornea, we have another liquid, just like that vitreous humor that I talked about, that's called aqueous humor. Now, unlike the vitreous humor, it's not very gel-like in material. It's more liquid, similar to just like water. And again, it's clear, so unfortunately it doesn't really stay in one little area like that vitreous humor does, but it's just a watery liquid. So next I'm going to show you the iris. Now the iris, just like in your eye, that colored part, people have brown, blue, green, hazel eyes. This is the same. This contracts and expands and allows light to penetrate through the eye depending on what time of day it is, and a lot of variables that can affect how much light the eye allows in. The hole in the iris is the pupil. That's where the light is actually entering. Behind this structure is the actual lens of the eye. Now this is somewhat hard to see. Find a good way to show you. And again, you'll note that this particular lens is quite cloudy in appearance. And just like in humans, there are underlying diseases that can cause that to happen. And in death, a lot of those processes take place and cause cloudiness to occur. So the lens is what actually directs that sunlight onto the optic disc so that the brain can receive that information and form what you know of as vision. That's all for today. Thank you.